Well, hello everybody and welcome to this Blender tutorial. In this quick tutorial I will show you how to use the video editor. So when you download your Blender and when you open it, pretty much what you have with is this default setting. Default setting is really Blender is a 3D program, so its default setting is oriented towards you work in a 3D program, but we don't want to work in a Blender's 3D program, we want to work in the video editor. So the first thing that we should do is change the setting up here from default to video editing. And now it opens up a whole new set of windows for us. So first thing that I would like to do, we have here different windows. We have a graph editor, we have the image that we're going to be looking at, we have the video sequence editor down here, and the frame sequence editor. So what I would like us to do is get out of this graph editor here and rather get into properties, because we'll be using properties. So what we want to do at the beginning is set up our properties in a way that we're going to be using them. So first thing we're going to do is change our frame rate. We're going to be using 5 frames per second because we'll be putting images in here which will be turning into an animation. So change this to custom, and then again select down here and pretty much just type in 5. So you're changing this to 5 frames per second. That's going to be your custom setting. Then you should scroll down, figure out where your output is going to be. So select the output by going right here, and you can tell the video editor pretty much where to export your files. So mine are going to my Toon Boom projects, and that's where I want it. I'm okay with that. Once you're okay with it, click accept. On the other hand, again, if we scroll down, so we have figured out our output. Now you want to figure out the output format. The default setting is PNG. I would like you to change it to the movie AVI JPEG. There you go. And you are done with this kind of initial setting. So now you should go to File and save your startup file. And just click Save Startup File. So this will be your startup file from now on. Every time you open Blender, it would look like this. Now, the next thing we're going to do now is go down here to Add and add our images, your circles which are transforming into something else. So go Add, go to Image, and then find you where your images are. I've saved them here in this file, new folder. There are my images. So by keeping Shift selected, you can click on all of these and select them all, and then click Add Image Strip. So now I have added the image strip, but the problem with it is it looks a little bit too stretched out. So my dimensions are not the same as the dimension of the image, and this will vary for different images. I want to find out what the dimension of my image are. Let me open where my images are, and they were right here. There they are. So by right-clicking on an image and going to its properties and going to its details, I'm able to see what my dimensions are, and they're 1274 by 1634 pixels. I want the same thing to be reflected right here. I want 1274 by, I forgot already what it was, I gotta find them again. I thought it was 1634, but I'm not certain. 1270, it is 1634. 1274 by 1634, and you will notice that now my image actually looks pretty much the same as the actual image, right? Doesn't feel stretched. I don't need to open the other one. After you selected that, now you're going to tell Blender over here which images, which frames would you like it to export as an animation. And we have only 10 frames, so you're going to start with 1, where we've imported it at number 1, and you're going to end with 10. And that's it. Notice now, Blender is only going to render this animation right here, only these frames that fit in here. After that, pretty much your next step is to click Render and go to Render Animation, and it should render your animation. It's going to be very short, only 2 seconds, because we only have 10 frames. Now let me see how it rendered my animation. Now you remember your output, where I said mine was Toon Boom Project, so it should be right about here. There it is, and if I double click on it, it should play for me my animation, unless my computer is pretty slow, but it should play. Man, let me try a different player. So we'll open it with the QuickTime player and see how that works. Even though AVI file should play with everyone there. And that's pretty much what those 10 frames were. Well, I hope that you found this helpful and that you won't have any problems using Blender. Now you should check my other video as well, in which I explain how to use the Movie Maker.